Back to the charts with Big Boss Crypto, and today we'll do a technical analysis update for Bitcoin, the S&P 500 stock market, the US dollar dominance index, the DXY, and for some of our favorite altcoins, Chainlink and HBAR. We will do a analysis on the macro outlook and basically the economy as of today and where we are heading. So without further ado, let's look at the charts. Okay, up on the screen we got the Bitcoin chart right here. And as we have covered many times before on this channel, as you can see, this drawn out rectangle right here, basically there are many confluence factors doing technical analysis that point to this area ranging between 11k to 3k US dollars to be the most likely bottom for Bitcoin. And as you can see right here, we are roughly at 17k right now. We failed to hold the June low that we had. So expect price to basically reach that area and possibly bottom out. And how we got that area of interest right here is basically if we first use our trend-based fib tool from the April high to the low, summer low to the all-time high. We can see right here that we got our 1.618 trend-based fib target at 10,672 US dollars roughly. And as you can see right here, I wrote something called high liquidity area. And what that means is that on the monthly and weekly time frame, we have unfilled price candle gaps basically. And what that signifies for the big institutions and whales is that there's basically a lot of liquidity that is untapped, waited to be reverted back into by the market makers, big institutions and whales, so that they can fill in their orders and basically preparing for the next bull run as basically they need access to that liquidity to basically fill in their orders, and we're talking about billions and billions of US dollars here, so it's no easy feat and they need that liquidity. So this is a huge point of interest for the smart money people. And also if you use a regular Fibonacci target right here with our fib tool from the summer low to the all-time high, worst case scenario, we have our 1.618 regular fib target to right about 4,000 US dollars roughly. So and besides that, we also got key monthly support levels that we have held strongly, as you can see right here on the chart, ever since basically 2018 to 2020, 19 roughly. So yeah, this point of interest is most likely the bottom target for Bitcoin. And also that depends on what the US dollar dominance index DXY and the traditional stock market does. Speaking of the traditional stock market, as we have stated many times on this channel before, Bitcoin follows closely the price action of the traditional stock market, especially the S&P 500, which is basically tech stocks. So therefore, it's important to analyze the S&P 500 chart as well. And looking at the chart right here, we can see that our first point of interest right here is GP fibs, basically stands for golden pocket fibs, from the Corona lows right here. So if we draw lows from March 2020 to the all-time high. And basically these Fibonacci levels right here, 0.618 and 0.66 is called the golden pocket and is a either strong support point or resistance point that needs to hold. And if it don't hold that level, expect price to go further down into this area right here, which we strongly believe will be possibly the bottom area for the stock market. As we got the trend-based fib target right here. Also, strong golden pocket support targets from 2008 to the all-time high right here. And not only that, we got the monthly 200 EMA being strong support right here, as well as the weekly 800 EMA, and also on top of that, the high liquidity price area right here. So, and also, if we draw from all-time high, a potential drop to that area, we can see it drops right about 50% to about 60%. And judging from previous recessions and basically stock crashes like 2008, the 80s, and like the dot-com crash, a 50% drop is pretty standard and basically corresponds well to previous market crashes. So yeah, we expect the area right here down here to be a strong bottom target for this. Now looking at the US dollar dominance index DXY, as you can see right here, Our area of interest here, we have wrote that it's a key resistance area and a likely top in between 128.8 to 144.6 roughly. And how we got that, once again, we'll demonstrate for you. If you take a regular fib target from the all-time high, from the high of 2001 to the lows of 2008, we can see right here that we have our impulsive fib targets 1.272 and 1.414 targets in between 134.7 to 141.85 roughly. And also, if we hide that, draw fibs from the highs of the 80s, from an 85 to the 2008 low. We can see right here that we have our strong golden pocket Fibonacci resistance targets in between 128.804 to 132.753. So with these fibs and basically corresponding to this area, we strongly believe that this area will be the top target for DXY before we see price reverse. And when price reverses, when the DXY is bearish, it's good for stocks and especially crypto. And we have seen many people on Twitter say that now that DXY has been in a bit of correction right here ever since October roughly, that people say, oh, this was the DXY top. Now soon will the new Bitcoin bull run begin. But I have to tell you that it's not the case. As basically, if we draw once again our fibs from 2001 high, we are still in our Fibonacci retracement targets, and we are still holding the golden pocket level as strong support. As you can see right here, it has wicked. If we zoom in a bit, it has wicked right about 0.66 fib, and is still holding at the support. However, if the DXY would go down to 60 right here, maybe retest the golden pocket target as well, then it would be bearish for DXY, and then it would continue to go down. But this is not the play, as basically we're still holding golden pocket target, and I strongly expect that. I strongly expect that we will go up to our area of interest right here. Now for our favorite altcoins, Chainlink and HBAR. And the thing is that these coins, which are altcoins, in turn follow the price action of Bitcoin, where Bitcoin in turn follows the price action of stocks. That even though Chainlink and HBAR are amazing coins and will see a huge bullish future and amazing growth in a couple of years, we still have to remember that we are still in a recession. We still see the Feds can't handle the inflation problem, and we still have more down to go, basically. So the question is then, where will the bottom targets be for Chainlink and HBAR? And if we look at the Chainlink chart right here with the same principle, we have noted this is a high liquidity area. As we have stated before, we have unfilled candle gaps with high volume and liquidity, where the big institutions and whales want access to so that they can fill in their orders. And then I wrote something called POC, which stands for point of control at 2.26 US dollars. And what that means basically is if I use this indicator right here, called the fixed range volume profile right here, draw it from the inception since Chainlink launched on Binance to current day, we can see that we have some lines drawn right here. What do they mean? And basically, this tool shows the amount of volume over the different price points. And basically, in between these blue lines you can see right here, this is basically where the majority of volume has been over these price areas, called the volume area high right here to the volume area low to the lower blue point line. And as you can see, the red line here is called the point of control, where the majority of the volume has been transacted over this specific price point. And this is a huge area of interest for the big institutions and whales, as I said before, because this is where the most volume and liquidity resides. And basically, this is how they think, these smart money people. They don't do Elliott waves. They don't look at that stuff. They only look at liquidity and how they can fill in their orders. So yeah, this point of control at $2.26 is a strong confidence area to basically reach. And besides that, we got key support levels, and once again, this is a huge like, confidence factor area to being possibly the bottom. We'll see. And looking at HBAR, the HBAR chart right here, I mean, same principle. We have two areas of interest right here, though, with unfilled high liquidity area right here. And if we use our volume profile fixed range to once again, from the inception to the current day, we can see that we have the point of control at 0.035 US dollars roughly. And besides that, we got key support levels and basically a range between 0.0364 to 0.0273 US dollars roughly. And in case that doesn't hold, we still have more unfilled high liquidity to the downside. I mean, worst case scenario, basically ranging at around 1 cent. So, in case that price target doesn't hold, then there's a risk that we might go further down as well. But hey, time will tell. That's all for me. Thank you so much for your time. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, or leave a dislike if you didn't. Please note that this is not financial or investment advice. This is only for educational and entertainment purposes only. So, this is Big Boss Crypto, the realest of the real of crypto YouTubers. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Big Boss out.